feel like acting is literally what I'm meant to do and what I'm meant to be great at. Not good at, but great at. That's the one thing y'all could take away from this interview is just get back to being creative, man. Like, it's funny that you say it's a little harder, but it's actually easy because I've thought about that question more times than I can count.
Shiver now.
And you are now watching
Interviews with Shiver. Do that,
Interviews with Shiver Bruce.
Interviews with Shiver Bruce.
Do that,
Interviews with Shiver Bruce. Do that,
Interviews with Shiver Bruce.
Shiver now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here with another interview. Today we have artist, actor, and all around entertainer, Steveo Fame.
What up,
Yes,
what
sir.
up, what up, what up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Good, man. Alive, well, solid as rock, you know.
Yes,
All
sir.
good.
Okay. We're gonna hop straight into the interview. So the first question for the viewers out there, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
Um, well, my stage name is Steve O'Fane, but my government is Steven Scruggs. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Yeah, I'm from the South. Was majority raised in Richmond, Virginia. Then part of my life, I moved back to Alabama and lived there for about 7, 8 years or so. And I've been back here in Richmond, Virginia since 2015, man. Just trying to make it work, man. Make it work the best way I can.
Okay. Okay. Um, Before I hop into the next question, what brought you to Virginia?
Technically, my mom did. I was a baby. I ain't had no say so. So it was all her decision. So
Was it like for work for her?
um, 9 times out of 10, my mom's a very work oriented person. So I doubt that she would have left home for any other reason than that. So I
Oh,
never really had that conversation because everything was fine. So never really had to ask why we moved.
I
So
feel it.
yeah.
I feel it. Okay. Um, so in your field, what have you done and what's next?
Well, as far as music goes, my main focus has really shifted. In my younger days, I was really fixated on recording and putting music out, and just over the years, with just being a little bit uneducated, it didn't really lead anywhere like I would have wanted it to. So um, right now, I'm just kind of more focused on the visuals, and that goes with hand in hand with the acting because my ultimate goal is to always portray all of my multiple talents in whatever project that I'm working on. So it'll better my chances of being seen. I don't want to be seen as a one-dimensional person. Because I got range. I can adapt quick. I can learn anything. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. With the acting, I've been in a few projects over the years. I say I've been acting since about 2019 or so. I did one of my first productions literally like that same year when I decided I wanted to become an actor. Ironically enough, I lost my job, and so for whatever reason, I took that as my sign, like, hey, I lost my job. It's time for me to get on this acting boat. I've been um, it's something I always wanted to do. Just early on, I was kind of told, with me being still going through puberty at the time, like, gotta clear up my face and all of those things, little technical things, and so there were a couple years that went by that, in hindsight, now I wish I would have just dove into it when I wanted to instead of taking that advice because everybody's different. So regardless of how I look, as long as the talent's there, that should kind of overweigh everything. So, but I was 16, 17. I didn't have that same mindset that I have now to come to that realization. So now that I'm, almost 15, 16 years older, um, that mindset has been kind of my way of living, so to speak. It's like I'm not above any opportunity, and no any opportunity is above me, you know, pursuing. So um, I'm just really focused on doing that. I've been since I've started my journey. I've been in about four, no, five full feature films. I've done background work, um, and I've done main character work before. So I've kind of in my 6 or 7 year journey, I've kind of been introduced to a plethora of different roles and environments. So it's kind of giving me the tools I need to feel as confident as I feel about my skills the way I do. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. And taking a leap of faith after losing a job, I commend it because that's the opportunity. Sometimes you ask for a sign and then you get the
You get the
sign.
sign.
Sometimes people ignore it. I'm glad you
Yeah.
pursued it.
And see, I've always been, I ain't gonna say always, so let me double back. So once I got to the age of certain quote unquote enlightenment, understanding what's really important in this world and what matters and stuff, it just opened up my perspective. And so piggybacking off of you said taking a leap of faith and seeing the signs, it's like if my mindset hadn't shifted to seeing things a different way than how I was previously, then I never would have took that sign as that. I would have just took that sign as, oh, I need to go get another job, another 9 to 5. Now I did do that, but I still went and pursued the acting because I still got the acting. That money is so far and wide in between projects unless you just you just booked up back to back. So you still kind of until you get to that level where that money is abundant or at least consistent, you still kind of gotta have a regular 9 to 5 because you got bills to pay. You got for me, I got kids, so I gotta take care of them and do things. So yeah, taking that leap of faith, man, it ain't easy, and it's not for everybody. That's why everybody doesn't do certain things because everything isn't for everybody. So
Okay. On the subject of being in the field and working in the field, um, where do you see yourself in the future with different projects? Like, what kind of roles do you want to take on? I know you plan on acting. What kind of acting roles do you want to take on? Also, do you want to step outside of acting and maybe do other things in the film world? I know you do music as well.
mhm.
Are there things you want to venture out and do that you're probably not doing yet?
Yeah. So to answer the first question, man, the roles, like, I'm pretty open, man. Like, I know for a fact I want to be part of Marvel. Like, that's without a question. Like, if I could have like right now, if someone could present me with my dream role right now, it would be to play Static Shock. Like, and I'm just praying that I can put myself on a high enough platform to when that opportunity is put into the world, into the atmosphere, I'm in a position to know about it and to at least, even if I don't get it, to know about it and try to make it happen. Because like that's one of the roles like that I've been thinking about for a while that I really want. And then really like I kind of want to. One of my favorite actors is Chadwick Boseman. Um, my top favorite actor of all times is Will Smith, regardless. But like with Chadwick, like the characters that he played for the most of his career all had significant meanings. Like there wasn't a role that he had that didn't have a significance to it. And for me, that's kind of how I want to map my acting career. Like, yeah, I'll take the fluff. I'll take the, shits and giggles, but like I want the drama. I want the real stuff that's gonna really bring the acting out of me, the stuff that's gonna challenge me, the stuff that's gonna make me stay up late at night wondering if I'm gonna be able to make it work. That's the stuff that I want to do, stuff that's gonna challenge me. So literally, man, I'm a blank slate. Whatever you got for me, as long as it makes sense, as long as it sounds good, I'm for it. Um, and then to answer your second question, outside of the acting and music, yes, I would love to dive more into directing as far as right now goes, directing music videos. I'm still working my brain's capacity to write up full scripts for feature films or short stories or things like that. But the music videos, like right now, I feel like that would be my bread and butter, only because what I've noticed over the years with doing videos in the past versus now is back then, even on mainstream artists, they had the video directors, they had what they call a treatment. And everybody, if you're not in the industry, you don't know what that is. And that's basically, it's almost like a game plan on how the video is gonna go. Like the director, they listen to the song, they formulate the idea, they write it out how they want it to go. Nobody's really doing that no more, and from what I see. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of people's music videos all look the same. It's just the repetitive
Cookie,
cycle of
cookie
doing.
cutter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just, I hate to say it, but the gang of niggas standing in the middle of the street waving guns at the camera. Like, how many videos we gonna make doing that? Like, and then most of the time the song don't even go with the video, but it's just to put the visual out there. But it's like, just put a little bit more effort into it. Like, take some of that budget out, putting cars and all that extra shit in there, and put it actually into being creative. Like, anybody can put a couple $100,000 into it and jazz it up, but for me, I make a couple $100 work versus what you got. So imagine if I had a couple 100,000 versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could really, really, really get down like I want to, you know what I'm saying? But I know in time that'll come. Right now, I have to build and get my skills and my all the tools in my belt lined up right. But definitely getting into that. And I really got a passion for that because of the acting. It goes hand in hand because I've realized that instead of me waiting on somebody to give me a role to play or a role that I would like to play, I'm gonna just create my own video and play the role that I want to play myself. And so that got me thinking, like, with the disconnect with other artists and their videos, and then my brain doing what it does, I could, insert myself in this lane and, build my name up, and at the same time help other people get their quality of stuff better, and, put these ideas out. Because believe me, I'm not past, giving an idea out, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of them. So it's like, I don't have to be the one attached to it as far as being in it for me to see it come to life. I love to be behind the camera and direct people. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in front of the camera, so being behind the camera is like the next step. And I want to do voiceovers too. I've always been an animated person. I got kids, so I play with them a lot. So I'll be doing little voices and things like that. So doing voiceovers, especially for like cartoons, like that'd be my one of the other things that I would like to get into as well. So
Okay. Before I go into the next question,
mhm.
still on the same topic, I noticed you have a nice sense of fashion.
uh
Would you dive into merch?
What do you want to know specifically?
Would you dive into
Oh,
merch?
like make oh yeah, for sure. Like that's another thing. Like, again, like, man, I went back, going back to me about my range. Like, there's nothing that I can't do, don't want to do, won't try to do. And so even with fashion, like, yes, I want to be a model. I want to model clothes. I want to make clothes, or at least, draw out the clothes and have somebody create them for me. Whatever the case may be. That's another talent that I have. I've always been a drawer since a kid. Like I've always carried a pen and pad with me, little book, loose leaf paper, and drawing in church, drawing in the car, wherever. So again, yeah, merch would definitely be on the table. Whether it's clothing, whether it's keychains, whatever the case may be. We'll figure it out. Bobbleheads, all of those types of things. Like I'm all for it. Whatever puts the brand out there and puts the name out there and get the ball rolling, I'm all for it.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned Chadwick Boseman and Will Smith.
Hmm.
That goes perfectly into my next question.
Okay,
Who are your influences and what about them inspire you?
got you. So, on the topic of Will Smith, I was young, and I believe like my first black sitcom that I ever sat down and really watched was The Fresh Prince, and I can't tell you how that came about, how it started. I just know like when I used to sit down and watch that show along with some of the other shows like Living Single, Martin, Different World, even as like a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, whatever kid, I was just like I would be watching it and tell myself like I could do that. I can go out there and do that if I wanted to. And I think honestly, I think above music, even though I've done music way longer than I've been an actor, like thinking back on it now, like I really do think acting was like my first love because honestly, music came as a thing of just being around the homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were dancers at one point in time. We were on the dance team in school. We had our own crew outside of school. We used to travel, do shows, and do backup dancing for artists and things like that. And so that's really how music came about. But again, going back to the acting, like that was one of those things that when I was real young, I could really identify with and be like, I could see myself doing that. So just watching Will and his career, it just I don't know, like it just really inspired me to want to be an actor. And then when Chadwick came on the scene, it was just further confirmation. Like this is what I want to really do. Like music is great, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like acting is literally what I'm meant to do and what I'm meant to be great at, not good at, but great at. And that's saying a lot because I never went to school for acting. Never taken an acting class a day in my life. Just literally have been me and just a big fan of entertainment, sitcoms, TV shows. So I feel like a lot of my natural ability to catch on to things and do things just overshadows not being having the technical schooling and things that come with being an actor. And that's not to say I'm not opposed to it. It's just right now I'm flourishing with just being off the cuff, being natural with it. When the opportunity presents itself where I might need to do some real fine tuning, I'll take that opportunity and do so. But yeah, Will Smith is definitely my favorite actor because like the stuff that he puts out again is just all things that I could like see myself doing. Like almost every role that he's done, I'm like, I could have been his co-star.
Well, while we're on the topic, let me ask you a deeper question.
Hmm.
What's your Mount Rushmore of actors? Top four. No
Okay,
order. No order.
top four for me. That's relatively easy, but it's gonna be a mixed gender. So number one is Will. Number two is Chadwick Boseman. Number three is Jennifer Lewis.
Okay.
his aunt that played his aunt on the Fresh Prince, the loudmouth one. I love her. And Erica Alexander from Living Single, Maxine. Those are my top four. I love those women. Like, and honorable mention would be what's her name? She plays everybody's mom on a show. She's always bubbly. Loretta Devine.
Okay.
Yeah, she's I love her. I would love to be her child. Like in a show, I would love to be her child. I would love to be her child. So yes, those are that's my Mount Rushmore of actors for sure.
Speaking of being a child, my next question: what was your childhood like? So from birth to 17 in 364 days,
Yeah,
what was childhood like?
childhood for me was great, man. I'm not even gonna sit up here and be one of them dudes that try to act like, oh, it was just rough. I had a good um I didn't have to worry about nothing, man. Like I grew up as a pure kid. Like I woke up, I was that kid that woke up on Saturday mornings early, go downstairs, watch cartoons in my drawers with a bowl of cereal in my lap. Like go outside, play, have fun all day. Coming, you know what I'm saying? Like I had a real good childhood.
Did you have siblings growing up?
Yeah, not growing up, no. I'm technically my mother's only child. My dad has There's three of us. My dad has three children, with me being one of those three. I have two biological sisters, but in total, I have five sisters and one brother. Um, like I said, two of my sisters from my dad are biological, and then my other siblings are through marriage. So, but I love them all the same. But yeah, I didn't. I definitely grew up an only child, so I feel like that is part of the reason um why I was able to find, or at least have the realization of what I wanted to do and be early, because I didn't like have any siblings influencing me, or or I didn't have people around me like, being like, you want to do that? Ugh, why you want to do that? I only had myself to listen to and what I thought was right. A lot of times we, family, tell people ideas, what we want to do. They might not see the vision. They, talk you out of it, discourage you, and then you end up not doing something that you were probably meant to do. I wasn't like that. So, yeah, I'm just ready for all of it, man. Whatever is to come, I'm ready to experience it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Because I know it ain't gonna all be good. There's plenty of examples out there that it ain't always all good. So I'm already going into this field with the mindset that it ain't always gonna be good. I've already done projects and full length movies that have already been put on the shelf and won't come out. So I've already experienced that. So I feel like I'm already prepared for the things that await me in the future. You know. So,
Okay. um, if somebody asked you to describe yourself in detail, what would you say?
hmm, it's a good
Like they
question.
don't know you from Adam, and they're just going off of your word. How would you best describe yourself?
Um, I'm a very caring person. Um, Very caring and understanding. I'm not complicated either. Like I'm simple. It don't take a lot to please me. It don't take a lot to, get me going. One of the reasons why I feel like I care a lot is because I know that level. I know what caring can do for a person. Like I know what it means for to know or to know that someone cares for you on a level that you may give to them that you may not have ever received. You know, some people give a level of love out that they never get back. And so for me, um, I do that, but I do that without the expectation that I'm going to get that and get that same love reciprocated. But I do it for the simple reason that the way that the world really is right now is like I don't want to purposely contribute to any more negativity that goes on in the world. So like my main focus as a person, like just as a person, is just, treat everybody, with respect and, just, as they say, treat others how you want to be treated. But I do that with the understanding that people aren't going to treat me how I treat them because I'm me and they're them. So, um, again, caring, understanding. Like I've never been one of those people that like tries to, throw your situation in your face or try to manipulate you for out of your, negative situation or your negative space. Like, um, I try to be, if anything, at least a voice of reasoning for people in those types of situations. And I feel like too, um, I don't have to have a specific connection with the person in order to give them that, in order for them to feel better or to move along with their day. Like I'm the type of person, like if I'm having a conversation, or if I, like, let's say I'm picking up my son's prescription at the pharmacy, and the lady's talking to me, and I can kind of see that her energy is off or down. Like I'm going to be that person to, like, hey, is everything okay? I don't have to know you. You don't have to have no significance in my life for me to be able to have that level of interaction with you. And I feel like if more people adapted that way of thinking and living, the world would be a little bit more a better place because we would be more understanding to everybody's situation, more so than trying to blame them for their situation or ridicule them or say they aren't trying or doing this or yada yada yada. It's just more so like, okay, I get it. Life gave you a bad hand and you trying to deal with it. Everybody didn't get the same hand. Everybody doesn't grow up the same. Everybody didn't get the same advantages that the other person got. So at the end of the day, we're all different, but we're all same at the same. So again, me being the understanding person to everybody's situation helps me maintain relationships, because a lot of times not being understanding is what can, break a relationship, especially when people are going through something. It's like the one thing that you can be for a person in their negative situation is understanding. And so I just try to give that to people in whatever way I can. And man, I don't know, man. Again, I'm not complicated. Like I said, I don't. I try to make things as simple as possible. I live by the motto: keep everything that's simple simple. So everything that's complicated, I can give the proper time to. Because one thing I don't want to do is give the amount of time that I would give to a complicated situation to something that's supposed to be simple. You know what I'm saying? That's taking away time that I should be trying to handle the bigger problem than me handling something that should just be a one two thing, So any interactions with people, I try to keep it as simple as possible. I try to keep it, on the up and up. I'm a big um advocate for communication. I feel like um that's a big problem, and the reason why a lot of there's a disconnect between people in the world is just communication. Um, so yeah, other than that, man, in my opinion, I'm a great father. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an actor. I'm an artist. All around, just trying to be an entertainer in whatever ways I can put myself out there. Again, I'm not above any opportunity, and no opportunity is above me, going after. So that's who I am.
Okay. 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 Um, we kind of answered this question earlier, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask it anyway to try and get a little more specific.
Okay.
If a casting director was trying to find you work, what roles do you feel like you're best suited for?
Um, hey man, toot toot, anything, bro, anything. Like I'm one of those people. I just need a sense of direction. Like if you're the director, the casting director, the writer of the script, and you give me this part, we're gonna sit down and chop it up. What's my motivation? What's my angle? What am I? What is the presence of my character? Like so, no matter what role I get, that's always gonna be the format. So again, I'm equipped for anything, but really what I want to get more into is drama because that's where the range is. That's where the Denzels, the Leonardo DiCaprios, the Al Pacinos. That's where those type of actors are built in the drama. The comedy is good, the action is great, but the drama that's where it's at. Like, can you feel my pain? Can I make you feel my pain? Can I make you cry even though this isn't you in my situation? Even though this scenario that you watching isn't real, can I still can I present this well enough to you to make you feel something? That's where I want to lay my head and make my bed at in that field, in that genre. Again, I'm willing to do all things: horror, action, comedy, romance, whatever. But that drama, that's where it's at.
Is
So
there anything you wouldn't do? Because you say you're open to anything. There gotta be
okay.
limitations.
All right. So let me filter that comment. So and this is definitely no disrespect to anybody, but because to each his own. But no no male on male interactions, and no dressing up. Um, that's just not who I am. So
No
I
dressing up as in dressing
like
like a
like
female.
dressing up, yeah, like Big Mama's house,
White
Miss
chicks.
Doubtfire, Doubt Chicks, any of that. Nah.
Okay.
Um, and it's again, it goes back to Chadwick being one of my inspirations of acting. Like it's rooted in that. Like the roles he played had meaning and purpose, and so I want all of my roles for the most part, as far as like at least when I get to that level that he was on, where like I can actually have options and choose. I want them to all have meaning and purpose to them, and I'm not saying that playing those types of roles wouldn't have meaning and purpose to it, but somebody else could play those roles respectfully.
Yeah. Some things just don't align.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's just more so that's just not who I am, and so I don't want to portray things that don't embody who I am.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. So this question is gonna make you think. We're gonna make you think real quick. If you were 50 years old and time travel to if you were 50 years old and time travel to today,
Hmm.
what advice do you think you would give yourself?
It's funny that you say it's a little harder, but it's actually easy because I've thought about that question more times than I can count. And there's 1,000 things that I would tell myself, but the main thing that I would tell myself if I was 50 and I could go back in time, I would just tell myself to take the opportunity when it presents itself. Um, and that goes back to me saying when at the time when I wanted to actually get into acting, I was told, I gotta, clear up my acne and get my face cleared up and stuff like that. And and that's to say that it came from a person that you know cared about me, and they won't just shooting shit trying to discourage me. Like, they've been in the industry and they've been a part of it, so they were just giving me what somebody else probably would have gave me, but probably 10 times harsher. So um but even still, like I said, me having the mindset that I have now that I didn't have then, I would definitely tell myself, just hit the ground running, and whatever comes comes. If they don't want you because of your face, then that's what it is. But you can't say that you didn't take the opportunity, because you didn't take the opportunity. You did it and it just didn't work out. And for me, as they say, the only time you miss an opportunity is when you don't take it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would definitely be the one thing I would tell myself.
Okay. And the next question, more advice. What advice would you give someone aspiring to do what you do?
Um, Take that leap of faith, for real, for real. Like when we talked about earlier, like, and also too, I think part of me being able to be sound and secure and making that decision and taking that leap of faith is my church background. Like, I grew up in church, and while I'm not, a quote unquote Bible thumper, I'm not hitting you in the face with Bible quotes every left and right. I have developed a strong faith over, the course of my life that allows me to, more times than often, always see things positively before I see them negatively. And so, again, the sign losing my job, most people would have taken that negatively. But again, my brain, for the most part, is wired to go automatically to, if the situation is bad, how can I make it positive, instead of sulking and wallowing in the negativity. It's like, let me root my feet in positivity and see what steps I can take to, counter this situation. It's unforeseen, it's unfortunate, but something can be done. It's just a matter of taking the time to put all your ducks in a row, and see what you got in front of you. A lot of times we can't see what's in front of us because everything's unorganized. But when you put everything in perspective and take time to sit with yourself, not be all in the mix and stuff, you can see your life for what it is and see what you need to do and what adjustments and changes need to be made. So um, take that leap of faith, and have faith in that faith. Um, and when I say that, you can't just up and tell yourself, "Oh, I have faith that this is going to work out." Like, it has to be, it has to be something that you truly believe in every facet of your life. Like, it can't just be you only have that faith when something bad goes wrong, when something unfortunate happens. Like, you got to have that faith in every situation that goes on in your life. And so that's going to carry you a long way, because this life is very, like, the way this life is set up right now is very discouraging, and it's so easy for you to get swallowed up by the negativity and the misfortune and the things that you didn't plan to happen that happen. So just have that faith, and have the ability to see it through. So yeah.
Okay. Solid answer. Um, Going off script a little bit.
Okay.
Let's critique culture.
Hmm.
What could we do without? What in the music industry and the film industry could we stop doing altogether? What are you tired of seeing? What could we do without?
Um, mm, 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 mm. You want to make me sound like a hater, but but no, man,
You could say it's
you
all good. We can keep everything.
nah, cause it's not, and I ain't about to, no, I don't do that. I'm gonna keep it funky, but music wise, man, we gotta get back to really like appreciating real talent, not just what's hype, not what's just popular. Because right now I feel like, especially with music, most of these I know better artists that don't have a name for themselves out there that make, in my opinion, more creative music than what the people that are already out there making. Like the ongoing conversation in the music industry over the years has been everything sounds the same. Like that's the consensus around the music industry. Everything sounds the same. Why is that? That's because everybody's putting out the same type of music. Like these promoters, these record labels, they're giving money to artists who all make the same type of music. And so when people that are in the industry, such as myself, well, I'm in the industry, but I don't subscribe to what other people are doing. But other people see that other artists got success from doing it this way, they just start following the blueprint. It's like monkey see, monkey do. And it's just like, go back to like the music being about expression and actually being creative. Like too many people are just trying to get money from it. And I get it. I get it. We all need money. We studio time costs, videos cost. So we want our money back. We gotta make the bag. But at the same time, put that love back into it. Put that creativity back into the music, man. Like it shouldn't get to a point where over a span of almost 10 years the consensus for the music industry is everything sounds the same. Even with artists that aren't like indie artists, like a lot of the music still sounds the same because people are just piggybacking off of what they see that other artists are doing that are getting success. As far as film goes, man, and I can't speak on Hollywood stuff because that's Hollywood stuff. I'll speak on that stuff when I get to that level. But from what I see and just being on the up and coming, making, indie films, um, we gotta stop typecasting and stop just hand delivering roles to people
Okay.
just because they might have a good catalog. Like and I'm all for eh, let me double back. With the film industry, I feel like we need to get back to having more auditions because one, that's practice and training. Most of the time, if you get to that Hollywood level, starting off, you you're not gonna have your pick and choose of what you want to do. You're gonna have to audition, and then that level of auditioning is gonna be at another level because now you're dealing with people that have probably did 100 auditions through their career, or whatever the case may be. Then got 4 or 5 different roles on a major production. So hand delivering roles to people now is just almost an insult to the craft because like anything it's supposed to be about getting the best of the best so you can make the best film that you make. And while that person may have a track record, that don't mean that they're gonna be good for this film. Especially if you don't see what they're going to bring to it until it's time to say cameras rolling. So for me, I would just like to see more auditions being held instead of people just being given roles because their track record. Because this goes with saying I'm always thankful for every role that I've gotten that wasn't as big as I wanted it to be, but a lot of things that I've done, I look back at some of the actors in those positions that were, main character or, and I'm just like, I definitely could have done a better job than that. And that's not saying that they didn't do a good job, but that's just knowing what I can do versus what I saw them do. And I'm just, and again, it goes back to me being a kid watching the sitcoms and being like, I can do that. And so even now as an actor, I can still tap back into that inner child when I'm watching something somebody did, and I can still be like, I could have did that better. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where just me wanting that to come back into play comes from. It's just, again, just because they got the track record doesn't mean that they're going to be good for this particular role. So let's do the audition and see. If they are, perfect, great. But let's do that and go through the process, because not only are you getting the best out of the best for your film, you're allowing people to hone their skills and actually compete. Like, and what better way to hone your skills than compete? If you're just being, oh, here, I think you'll be good for this role. Here. You're not really developing yourself. You're not really facing any real like adversity to build your character up as far as being able to produce to a higher level. Iron sharpens iron, so to speak. So, that's more so what it's about. Just being able to bring the best out of each person so we can get the best out of the production.
Okay. Um, Still off script.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare for a role?
Um, I it depends. Depends on how heavy the lines are. When I've had like 2 or 3 pages of lines, um, I've only actually done one project where I was the main character throughout. So that was the one time that I had like an entire front to back script. And for that, my preparation was just reading, man. Just first I read the script just to see like the flow of everything. And then like I try to I try to figure out how I want to present how my character is going to be like, and I want to do it in a way that's not clashing with the concept of the movie or whatever the concept that the director wants me to, be in. So, um, once I have a sense of direction of like the tone of everything, the what my character is supposed to be like and embody, then I just kind of put my own little touch to it as far as like if they want me to be this way or that way, I'll like, all right, am I like this on my own, or do I need to like get myself into this way? And if I'm already like this, then it's typically easy. I just have to be myself and just remember the lines. Um, there's been 1 or 2 times where I've had to like actually develop a character for a role, because of the nature of the role, but even with that, it's still the same concept. As long as I understand the tone of the film and what you're trying to accomplish with it, I can kind of mold how I need to be as an actor and how I need to portray myself based off of just that. So, and then learning lines for me, for the most part, is kind of easy only because with the music that I've done for so many years, like I've always tried to go into my studio sessions not needing to read, because for me, when I used to have to do that before like I got real like till I got to the level of knowledge of like how knowing your words can translate way better than if you're reading. Yeah, I was reading, from the notepad, and when you hear the audio, you can almost tell that I'm reading. So over the years with music, I just developed a way of writing to where I can always remember my lyrics, even if I'm like still constructing the song. So I kind of like let that bit play into learning my role as an actor, and so I feel like that helps me a lot. And it's kind of like my own weird method. I really can't explain it, but it works for me, and it allows me to for the most part, know my role, know my lines, and know the lines of the person that I'm in scene with, because that too helps. If I know what you're gonna say, then it can trigger something in the back of my brain, be like, oh, that's what you know what I'm saying, versus me only knowing what I'm supposed to say and just waiting for you to, you know what I'm saying. So that I feel like that would be one of the main things that I do for preparation. Other than like I said, just speaking with the director and figuring out, hey, like what's my direction? Like what is the vision that you have for this character? So yeah.
Okay. Um, so people watching this interview, they might be new to me because they know the interview because they know you
Yeah.
and they're supporting. Some people might be new to you because they know the channel and they're
Yeah.
like, ooh, who is Steve O'Fame?
Yeah.
If somebody's new to Steve O'Fame, the recording artist,
Hmm.
what song or songs would you recommend they listen to first to get an idea of who you are?
Okay, see, now that would be the tricky part. And I only say that because so when I was still heavy with doing, just recording and doing the audios, came to a point where I was getting ready to have a daughter. And so same finances that I was putting into the music at the time, I had to kind of scale back on because, I'm about to have another child. And so I took like a real big hiatus from music for a while just to, do the things I needed to do as a father and as a parent. And so right now, as it currently stands, any music that I put out in the past, I've stripped from all platforms, only because of rebranding purposes and because I wanted to start fresh. It had been so long, that gap, and so for me, it was just again just starting fresh. And even now, like I said earlier in the interview, like I haven't even gotten back to a point where I'm consistently recording. Like for me, that's not, as a music artist, that's not my focus. My focus is on creating the visuals. Now, I will create a song to fit the visual, but for me as the artist, the visual comes first. Like I actually work backwards. Like, and this is, I'm giving y'all some game, all right. So you want to drop some money in the cash app for this game, but one of the things that I've noticed is that artists work backwards, and that's because artists are audio first. Me, I'm visual first. So artists write song, rehearse song, studio, record song, put song out, video, maybe. I do everything reverse. Create the idea for the visual, put that together, then create a song to fit the video so it actually makes sense. And so for me, again, when you ask me where can they go, technically nowhere. But soon to come, I am like kind of in the process of trying to put something together. I'm just in the writing stages, finding different beats and stuff like that that will fit and embody what I'm trying to um, showcase. Again, my range, that doesn't just go for acting, that goes for music. Like I can I can hit you with the love song, I can hit you with the club song, the whatever, the straight lyrical. I can hit you with some life stuff, something that's gonna help motivate you. Like I'm I'm trying to put it all out there. And so unfortunately, like I said, there's no there's nowhere to hear my music currently unless you go watch my 3 latest videos that I put out last year, which 2 of them I co-directed myself. So that plays into also, you know, one of the reasons why I want to pursue the music video directing is because I did my own and I saw how fun it was, and also like how more satisfying it was to come up with my own idea and actually, you know, steer everybody in the direction that I needed them to go in order to make it happen. And like watching it, it just makes it like 1,000 times more satisfying than if I would have let somebody else come up with the idea for me, or if I didn't have an idea at all and I was just doing whatever in the spur of the moment. So yeah. Um, but again, yes, music to come. So for right now, no audio for y'all, but the visuals are out there. If you already following me on Instagram and Facebook, great. You probably already seen it. But if not, the IG is I am underscore Steveo Fame. And then Facebook is Steveo Planet X, which means Planet 10 Fame. And that's where you can find it. They will be on my page and my reels. And on Instagram, they are posted as the first 3 videos on my page. So you ain't got nothing else to do, pull it up, screencast it on the TV so you can get the full effect, get the full visual, and see all the quality and good work that I put in, man. Because put a lot into doing those videos, and I just hope it shows, and I hope that for the people that watch it and that have watched it, enjoyed it, and will continue to enjoy the things that I have to come. And I do hope to. I haven't been able to put out anything this year just because finances had to be directed in other places this year, but trying to set myself up right now to try to get something done, if not literally by the end of the year, like right when the year starts next year. I'll be at least trying to put out 2 projects on my own, as well as I will be filming another short film in the end of January, early February. So
Okay.
something to look forward to.
Okay. Second to last question. And this one's unscripted.
Okay.
It's a 2-part question.
All right.
Dream collab. You could work with one artist on one song, and you could work with one actor on one film together. Who are you collaborating with?
Well, I'm gonna answer the acting one first, because that's if y'all was watching and listening this whole time, y'all should already know. One of them I can't unfortunately work with anymore, but we'll get some work done when we get to heaven. But definitely Will Smith, without a doubt. And you know, runner up, if he's not available, me and Michael B. Jordan can get something in, because he's definitely one of my favorite, you know, up and coming. Even though he's been in the industry for years, but a lot of the stuff that he's been putting out lately has definitely been of great quality and substance. And again, that's that's what I'm about as an actor: quality and you know, good substance. So music wise, all right. So I'm gonna give you gave me a 2 part. I'm gonna give you a 2 part. Well, it's a 3 part answer, but anyway, rapper wise, automatically Meek Mill. That's my favorite rapper currently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about all the jokes and shit. Fuck what y'all talking about. That's my guy. I've been rocking with Meek since I was in high school. So that's been my favorite rapper. R&B wise, male would be Lloyd. Like, he's been my favorite singer for quite some time now. I know damn near majority of his songs, even though I can't sing a damn lick. Um, and then female wise would be SZA for sure. She's Her music just resonates with. Every time I put her music on, it's just like I just feel a calmness come over me, because everything that she says and she sings about and talks about in her music, it just all correlates to me, and it just makes sense. It's stuff that I've gone through, stuff that I felt. So that's 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 the route that I would go if I could do collabs. And then also too with the acting, like I said, I would love to be Loretta Devine's son or grandchild. I would love that. Like
I could see it.
every time I watch her, I'd be like, damn, I want to be one of your children. It look like it's fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay, new second to last question.
Okay.
We're on a road trip to Florida,
Uh-huh.
and you're driving. You got the aux for 10 hours. Who might pop up on a playlist?
Everybody, man. Everybody. I listen to a lot, man. Like I'm one of them people like I go off of this. I go off of this and this. If it sound good and it feel good, I'm all for it. So, man, you can hear anything from any of those artists that I just named. I put some Sam Cooke on. I put some Shawn Mendes on. I'm all for it. I'll even put some what's my baby name? Nina Simone. Like I'll go back in time vault. I've listened to music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all up until now. Probably wouldn't catch me putting nothing on that come out of this day and age. Not too much, because yeah. But all that old school stuff, all the stuff back in the day, like I'm all for it. Like I'm a very diverse person. I don't like to be boxed in, so I don't let myself get boxed in. I like to give myself an opportunity to experience things that I feel like could help me gain better perspectives on things in life. And if you ever only do what's familiar to you, everything that comes to you is only going to be familiar. I want to experience what's unfamiliar. Some people run from being uncomfortable. I kind of run towards it if it makes sense. Like I run towards good uncomfortable, not bad uncomfortable. Like if it's going to make me uncomfortable in a sense that it's going to push me to grow, be better, do better, all those things, then I'm full speed ahead going in that direction. I don't technically want the easy route. I ain't never had the easy route, so I don't want the easy route. I've always kind of had to, you know, build my way and find my way, especially like as young teen going into adulthood and becoming an adult. It's like you got your parents there. They tell you this, and that, but you got to go through your own experiences for it to really like make sense and resonate. And I had to run into a couple brick walls a couple times in order to for it to resonate. And so now, man, I just move with a different mindset and perspective. So I'm thankful for all experiences, good, bad, and everything in between. Because you know, I tell people all the time, like your character is built in adversity. Character is built in adversity, not in being comfortable. Being comfortable is easy. You know what I'm saying? You go through some adversity in life, it's gonna equip you for anything. Nothing is gonna really bother you or phase you. You'll be able to this situation happened. Oh, okay, I know how to deal with that. I already been through it. This situation, I already know what to do. I've been through it. And then if there's the one off chance that I haven't been through it, I done been through all these other things that I can pull experiences from and get my way through it. But again, it's that adversity that builds character. So if you trying to run away from all of that, you're just gonna be stuck in a rut for the rest of your life. You're gonna be the same person you've been for all your life. And for me, I'm all about growing and developing. I don't see the point in getting older if I'm gonna stay the same. Like when you get older, you're supposed to grow. You're supposed to get wiser, older, make better decisions. And if I'm still doing the same stuff that I was doing in my teens or 20s and I'm 30 going, you know what I'm saying, going into 40, whatever, it's like what was I doing all of those years, really, in reality? Nothing. You know, if I'm still that person that I was graduating high school at 17, 18, and here I am, 33, I just spent 15, 16 years of my life doing nothing, doing the same shit. And so, like, again, that I don't shy away from the bad stuff. Like, I embrace it because I know if I not if when I get through it, it's going to be another tool under my belt for me to handle something later on in the future that I might not foresee. Like, that's what I mean by tool belt. Like, all of the things that you learn in life, you got to put them in your tool belt so when shit happens, you can pull it out and motherfucker. Like, I ain't worried about you. I got what I need to handle this. You know what I'm saying? So just
Okay.
being prepared, man.
Okay. This has been a great interview. Um, this is going on the internet, so the whole world is gonna see it.
Yeah.
So with this next question, think about it before you answer. Does Steve-O fame have any controversial takes? It could be food, it could be politics, it could be music, it could be films. Do you have any controversial takes? Anything you could think of? Is there a movie that you think sucks that everybody loves? Is there an artist or is there food that doesn't go together?
I'm gonna go with the recent topic.
Uh-oh.
Y'all do not like that NLE Chopper video or song, and I absolutely love it because that is what I be talking about creativity. And this is to not disrespect the people that don't care for it, but that to me is the level of closed mindedness that keep artists from being creative the way that they can be, is because oh, I've put out this hard ass music my entire life. Now I can't make a video that has a little whatever in it because I always got to be a hard body ass artist or got to be portrayed as the thug or the tough guy, whatever the case may be. And it's just like, it's just creative, man. Like, and it's like they want to rag on them for the choreography and it's a diss song, but I'm like, that shit was creative as hell. Like, if Chris Brown would have came up with some choreography in a diss song and it was a fire song, nobody would have a damn problem with it. But for me, I think most of people's problem lies within it just being young boy fans. And even if you say you're not a young boy fan, you probably prefer young boy over NLE Chopper, so you already like slightly biased. But no, I love that video from the beginning to the end. Like, and to me, I think too, when you close minded, you not seeing or getting the concept. And for me, outside of him talking about Young Boy, like he was paying homage. Like people, like when the video first came on, the glitter shirt that was Prince. He did Michael Jackson. He did Mike Tyson. He did Muhammad Ali. He did some other notable people. Like, but again, like that's the depth of creativity that I'm talking about. Like how he had multiple scenes of different things going on. It wasn't just one video of the same shit happening in slow mo, rewind, whatever. Like he had choreography, he had concept, he had costume, wardrobe, extras, like the whole thing. But again, if you close minded or if you biased, you're not going to appreciate that. And for me, I appreciated every bit of it from the video to the song. So for me, for the people that don't like it, to each his own. But for me, I love that shit. And like that's the type of creativity like I want to dive into. Like for real. Like not being free. Like creativity is supposed to allow you to be free, be able to express without it technically having a direct correlation to you as a person. But I think the way the world is set up now is people think that if you put something out, then that means that's who you are. But again, if you're just being creative and you're, creating content, it doesn't all like almost every role that any actors played is a role of someone that was made up. That ain't who they are. So it's the same with music. Like you can make a song, but that don't make that who you are. So okay, cool. You make a hard ass song, like you make a song about shooting, killing or whatever. What just an example. That don't mean every fucking song that you make after that got to be the same thing. Like that one song didn't make people think that's who you are, and if it did, that just goes back to closed-minded people. But that's you're gonna find them people in the world anyway. So at the end of the day, just be creative, man. Like like that's the one thing y'all could take away from this interview is just get back to being creative, man. Like nobody care what people got to say, what somebody think. If niggas know you and they know who you are, they ain't even gonna think twice about it. And then if you making stuff that fits who you are, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. But yeah, like too much judgment on it. Like just be creative and let the work speak for itself. Because as they say, whether you do or don't, people gonna have something to say about it regardless. So you might as well do the shit that you want to do and be happy with it for yourself versus you not doing something that you would be happy with and doing something you doing just because you think other people want to see you do it. That ain't never been me. I don't do nothing because I think other people want to see me do this, do that. I do the shit because that's what I want to see myself doing. That's what I want to see. When I cut my TV on and I click on what I want to see myself. I want to see myself doing what I said I wanted to do, so doing what I said I was going to accomplish. Not doing it because, oh, I think that person going to say this about me or I think they going to whoop, whoop. Nah, bump all that. I live my life for me, not nobody else.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. I can keep you here all day. I got questions. I got questions for sure. We got to spin the block on this.
Okay.
This can't be the last time you do an interview.
Nah, for sure, man. I'm open, man. Like again, I'm all about the exposure. You know what I'm saying? Just put myself out there because again, at some point, I'm at some point they gonna catch on. At some point they gonna catch on, and when they do, they gonna look back and be like, all right, everything that he's showing, that's what he said he about, and I stand on that as a man. Like I don't the advice I give, the conversations that I have with people, like that's real deal me. Like I don't put on airs. I don't try to portray to be this, that, or that. Like I'm who I am. I show who I am, and I'm gonna always be who I am in any environment, in any setting.
Yes, sir. Okay. So you already mentioned it, but we're going to reiterate it at the end. Where can people follow you on social media and how can they support what you got going on?
Yes. You can follow me on social media. My Instagram again is I am underscore Steveo Steveo Fame Fame. And then my Facebook is Steveo Planet 10 as in Planet X Fame. Um those are the most two active social platforms that I have. I haven't gotten on the TikTok wave yet, so I'll probably get on that when I start getting more on making more audio as far as the music goes. That way I can, get my music on there so people can, do their little TikToks and whatnot. But and yeah, man, if you follow me on there, man, that's the best way to support me because that's where I put out all my information, whatever I'm doing, whatever project I'm working on, whatever's already done. All my links to my movies are on my page. So yeah, and also remember, don't forget to go watch those music videos. They're the first three pinned on my page. So go check that out and show me some love, man.
Man, it's been a great interview. Thank you again.
Not a
To all
problem,
my
man.
viewers on YouTube, make sure you like, comment. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. We drop beats, short films, AI films. We got a lot of content. There's a lot of different stuff. We got interviews dropping weekly. We got a podcast. There's a lot going on.
Yes,
Make sure y'all
sir.
tap in, hit that subscribe button. This has been an interview with Steveo on interviews with Shiver Bruce. And until next time, y'all be easy.
Peace.
Peace.
The coldest. Some call him 9, but I call him Shy. Everybody make some noise. It's Shiver Bros.
Shiver, not shiver.